All right, so as you guys can see, we got the bat wing side of the differential off. So right now what we're working on is getting all of these bushings out so that we can replace those. I've got some OEM replacements for the top cross member mounts for the differential. To replace those, the rubber's kind of rotted and cracked, and chunks of it have blown off, as you can see right there. So we're gonna drill those out, and then we'll replace those. And the reason why we can't really press them out is because there's not really a mounting surface that's flat to press against them. As you can see, let me adjust my grip here. This little off-color lip right there, that's the bushing. So there's no way to really press it out in that direction because there's nothing flat to press against. So we're gonna drill the rubber out, and after we get all the rubber out in the center piece of metal, then we'll probably cut or push it out, push the outer sleeve out with a screwdriver or something like that. So Dad's gonna go ahead and work on drilling those out, and then we'll end up doing the same thing with these over here. So. There's some gasket material there all the way around, but it was falling off of this one. I don't know what that means. Why does this have gasket material on it? You see how this one has it?
Yeah.
Does it press up against?
Did you order a new gasket?
Oh, look. It mates up against these pieces.
Yep.
Those parts do. They mate up there and there. So there's gasket on this in order to seal that. I bet that's what was leaking.
Do you have that?
No, you just buy gray RTV. That's all this is gray RTV. But I bet that's what was leaking. Huh. That is interesting. All I'm doing over here is just peeling off the old gasket material so that we can, oh man, that's pretty hard. I'll have to get a screwdriver for that. That's all I was doing over here, was cleaning up the gasket material off of this to clean up this surface, and then I'll probably remove this, and then go grab a screwdriver to remove all of this around the lip.
Here's one out.
You got the whole thing out?
No, I gotta get the centerpiece
Well,
out.
nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Show the camera. Give it a little turn. There you go. Show the audience, not the camera. What am I thinking? All 12 of you out there watching. Gotta give the people what they want, Dad. Alright, so now I'm gonna just try and clean some of this out and see if we can clean it up a little bit. Like hold this.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, starting again.
Let's show them what you're doing.
Just trying to bend that so we can fold that and pop it out.
Okay. There's a little sleeve, a metal sleeve inside of the housing that contains the rubber and this center metal bushing. Sorry, I'll hold that for you. And so what we got to do is we got to get those out before we put the new bushings in. So Dad is taking a hammer and a flathead and trying to drive that sleeve inward so it collapses.
Okay, good.
It's working a little bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea of what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to bend that sleeve inward so it collapses, and then we can press this whole thing out. As you can see, this flanged side, there's not really anything flat to press against that'll allow this off. That'll allow this to slide out. So we're trying to collapse the bushing all together. All right, guys, so we made some progress yesterday, drilled out both of the rubber pieces of the top housing bushings. We're having trouble getting the middle sleeve out, and I think we just need to cut them out. So we're going to use like either a Dremel or a hacksaw or something to get those out. The reason why we can't press them out is because you can see this entire flange is the bushing itself. So there's nothing to press against on the actual casting itself because it's not flat, so there's no other way to secure it and press it out from the other direction. So like if we were to press from this side, there's nothing to secure the casing with over here. So really we just got to cut it out and push those bushings out. So that's what we're going to work on now. All right, so I'm prepping to press these bearing sleeves out, or the bushing sleeves out. It's been kind of a, we've tried cutting it, we've tried doing a bunch of different things. Number 3, let's try and press this out again. Nope, it's gonna completely wobble it to that side. This is really difficult to get this all secure. It's like you need to press. Okay, so I've not gone through to the casting yet. I've just made like a sliver, if you can see that, into the bearing sleeve or the bushing sleeve, and I did the same thing down here. I've not cut all the way through, and my thought is maybe I can start tapping it with a hammer and a chisel, and we'll see if that can help it force its way out. Alright, so let's see if this will work. Look at that. Look at that. Some of it is coming out, but not all of it. Alright, there it goes. It's starting to move now. Got it. Alright, so those are done. It's all out. I cut through a little too far on the bottom. You can feel it a little bit, so that wasn't great, but it is done. So these sleeves are out, so now we can press the new ones in. Alright, so now we're going to press the new bushings in. Let's try to center this up a little bit. Alright, the only thing I want to do is I want to check and make sure that we're not going to push through on the other side and then squash everything, compress it too much. So that's all I really want to check right here, is that we got some room to press through the last little bit. So now I got to find a way to support this outer rim . Alright, so now I think I've found the right size socket that will help press against the cross member on the outside so that it can allow the rest of the bushing to push through. So I'm gonna let this up some. Probably go up the rest of the way. Press flat from the top. We have been. Okay. This one's all the way through, so let's replace the other one. Should be pressing in the same direction. Let's try and get it in a little bit first, and then we'll got to get it in a little bit so that we can fit the socket underneath it and receive it the rest of the way. Or send it home the rest of the way. Some. All right, bushings are replaced. Yeah, man, that feels good after all those, all that struggle. All right, we're gonna give the old batwing bushings a try to see if we can press those out. Now, again, let me preface the last video with I'm not proud of cutting it up with a reciprocating saw. I could probably use some more of a precision instrument, but you know, I just was ready to get those bushings out, and I really don't think it's going to affect the structural integrity of that cross member. So do with what you will. Your car. This is how I'm doing it on mine. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and press these bushings out and see if we can find a way to support these to a level where it's going to allow us to push them. That I'm not supporting the bushing at all. Seems like it's just pressing in on the rubber. It doesn't look like it's actually pressing the bushing out. Pressing it wants to spin on this little knob because it's not flat. Man, this is a pain. It's a shame because this side has a big lip around that you could probably find something to press against, but this one's pretty darn small. You're gonna have a hard time like getting anything that could really engage that casing. So we may have to drill this out. We're gonna drill these rubber parts out because we're not able to press the bearings out, so I'm gonna have to do it just like we did on the others.
Not come out.
Not quite. It's moving around a good bit, but well, shoot.
Yeah, it's pieces that come and pick apart.
Yeah, that thing was working pretty good, whatever that's doing.
You push it. There you go. Just pliers to pull that metal piece up.
There we go.
That's clean in there now, ain't it?
Yeah. So then,
So you gotta cut that metal out now?
yeah, I gotta cut this metal sleeve
Oh.
off. So then I'll
Let me give it a break.
sure.
So I can be on YouTube.
Yeah. I had to turn your radio down because every time I upload something to YouTube, they give me copyright issues. They'll tell me the song that I'm not allowed to play.
Oh, we.
There you go. You know.
Smell that darn
Yeah.
rubber burn.
What are y'all doing?
Burn rubber. Think it'll come out now?
Moving a little bit. There you go. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Oh my gosh, now I'm making a mess.
Got them out.
Smell like burning rubber?
You have a dustpan I can sweep it all up with? All right, again, doing the unthinkable. Barry had the good idea of putting the plate on top to hammer it down a little bit. It worked. So let's give it another. There we go. All right, so the sleeve is out. We got a couple good cuts on it right here that helped relieve the pressure, and the inside diameter is pretty much unscathed completely. So I'll call that a win. That was much more successful than the first one. Well, apparently I had it on the picture taking mode and not videotaping mode, so we just pressed this one out with a lot of success, and of course you guys don't get to verify that by watching. So all we did this time is we made 2 cuts along the bushing sleeve, and it popped right out with just a couple taps with the hammer. So that'd be my recommendation to you. Instead of trying to cripple the bushing sleeve in, just make 2 cuts, and it should relieve enough pressure to where you can tap it out with a hammer, and it's good to go. And we didn't even score up the casting surface of the housing, so we're good there. So all we really have left to do is to clean up the inside of the differential housing, maybe brake clean it, and then take a little wire wheel around the edge. Same thing with the actual diff housing, and then we'll RTV it up back together, torque it down. These bushings are pretty straightforward to put in. They really just, you don't even really need a press. You just kind of press them together with your hands. You may need a press to finish pushing them together, or maybe a vise. But I don't have any grease here with me, so I'll just do that when I get home. Plus, I don't want to grease these bushings up and then get grease all over everything in the back of the truck as we make our way home. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So, yeah. All right. So one update that I wanted to share with you guys. Don't have much to show you, but we've kind of hidden the differential over here because I don't want my dog to come over and touch all the grease that we just put on the bearings, or I'm sorry, the bushings. I keep calling them. Golly, come on. Okay. The bushings have been greased, and as you can see, it looks like the side on the left right there is pushed out, not incorrectly. Well, the bushings themselves are bottoming out. The bushing halves are bottoming out against each other. So we think that that's supposed to happen. If you could see on the other side, it's split. We've just moved them, but we tried to press them together, but they're just bottoming out against each other. So there's nothing else to do. You just there's probably a zero tolerance fit, and so that's probably just the depth apart it is on the mounting points in the car. So we'll go ahead and seal up the cover and finish all that up, and then I'll see if that fits whenever we get home. Make sure that it all works. So yeah. All right. So the last thing to do is to mate the covers back up, and so we've cleaned the surface. It's all prepped with the Scotch-Brite that we used. Same thing with the Batwing cover, and I brake cleaned it all out, so hopefully there's no residue from the Scotch-Brite sitting in there. That all drained out, and then I cleaned this side out too. One thing I will mention is, I think I said this in an earlier video, is these little supports of the casting made up to, I'll be honest, I don't really know what those are, but it looks like the axle, I don't know, bearing axle cover. I don't know what to call that, but this piece mates up against that, and so I've got to silicone that as well so that it seals up here, because I think that was actually what was leaking in the first place. Whenever we took it apart, that was the only part of the gasket that really looked like it had blown apart. So after laying the silicone, I've got 5 minutes to bolt it together, which should be plenty of time, but you never know with me. Start at the bottom, because that's the most important. See any big mistakes here? Or anything you'd correct? No? Alright. Speak now for a rolled piece. Could you feed a bolt through top? Yeah. Thank you. Probably used too much, but that's okay. All right. Now the last thing will be get her home, get her in the car.